Rest assured, the Trump administration is working tirelessly to defeat the invisible enemy. First, contrary to some media pronouncements, the United States did not need the 1 million ventilators thus far that the media said we were in dire need of. In fact, it's encouraging to be able to say that every single American who has needed a ventilator has received a ventilator. And this administration has managed to procure 100,000 ventilators to be manufactured in 100 days. That's extraordinary. That's 3 times the amount produced in the average year. The Trump administration has now shipped over 90 million N95 respirators. The U.S. now leads the world in testing. For weeks, the media cited South Korea as being the gold standard for testing, but as it stands, we are now testing at a higher rate per capita than South Korea.
What is the president's plan to get this country out of this ditch?
Yeah, this president is the jobs president. This president got us to a place where we had the lowest employment rate in the history of this country, historic lows for Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, the disabled, veterans. And so this president, when faced with this very tough decision to put a pause on the hottest economy in modern history, said American lives matter most. And that's what he did. And I can tell you this, the president that got us to the hottest economy in modern history, he's done it once, and he can do it again.
What we've done on ventilators and what we've done on testing, except the press doesn't write it that way because you have all this fake news. But what we've done on testing, we've now tested more than the entire world put together. The entire world put together, we have many more tests than they do and better tests. And the reason we have more cases is because we have more testing. We've done a great job. And the people, the men and women that have done this great job should be acknowledged by the press.
It's been a while since we've seen Dr. Birx, though, for example. I mean, she is the coordinator of the coronavirus task force. When might we see her and be able to get an update from her and be able to ask questions of her?
Yeah, again, I don't know when in this capacity you will see her, but I talk to Dr. Birx regularly. In fact, I talked to her just before I came out here because I had some questions about some funny numbers I heard from Senator Elizabeth Warren, and she helped me to correct those numbers, which I'd like to correct here.
How do you get this economy moving again? What's the plan?
I can tell you there's a lot of pent-up demand in this country. There's a lot of people who do want to go out to restaurants, who do want to go out to movies, who do want to go back to their jobs. We see it and we hear about it every day. I don't think that that's a problem. I think people can trust that we have a president who wants to reopen and reopen safely. These are data-driven guidelines to reopening.
The question was asked when and if a vaccine becomes available, regardless of income, can the president ensure that everybody will get the vaccine, regardless of income?
Look, the president will go to great efforts to ensure that. I don't want to get ahead of any announcement on his part, but I would say this, that when it came to testing, there was that same question. What if I'm uninsured and don't have the ability to afford a test? This president, before it was even addressed in Congress, called in the private sector and got companies to say, yes, we will cover both treatment and we will cover testing. And then eventually that was inscribed into law.
He met with executives back in April. Will he work with them, encourage them to make sure that vaccines are affordable to everyone?
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
You talked about all of this preparation that the Trump administration did, but then how come on January 2020 the stockpile was as low as it was on supplies like face masks, like N95s?
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's a really important question. Perhaps I should redirect your question to President Obama, who left the stockpile empty. 2 minutes to one. I'm sorry to cut this short, but as you know, you guys were supposed to be 3 minutes ago with the President of the United States. So I will leave you guys with that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
The first part of this briefing
thanks so much, everyone.
When both the president
Justice
and
matters.
vice president were exposed to coronavirus.